Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Talk. It is new comic book day for March, whatever day it is, 16th. I just remembered. Welcome back to Comic Talk. We got a live edition over at twitch.tv/ThereCanBeOnlyVaughn. Cuterburb, Funkadella Chica, and Trainer in the house right now. Everyone else lurking. I appreciate you guys being here. So without further ado, let's get into the books. Very, very small stack at the LCS today, but we found some gems from a collection from a couple weeks ago. The owner, not the owner, but one of the workers there, my good friend Rob, also bought another collection, like literally today. As he was going through it, I got a chance to go through the boxes a little bit. This guy wasn't taking care of his books, I'll say that as much. He had an Ultimate Fallout 4 first print. He had a Saga 1 first print. Both of them need to be pressed. I think the Ultimate Fallout is probably 9.2 at best. But I mean, that's near mint. 9.2 is near mint. So I want to start off with a couple of books that I've moved into Mylar, the Mylar Magic. And you know what that means. If it gets moved into Mylar, that means that it's either a personal favorite of mine or it might get that CGC submission. So first up, we got X-Force, issue number 11. This is the first real appearance of Domino, and we got the second full appearance of one Mr. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, who's on the shirt, by the way. Can't really see. We're live over on twitch.tv/ThereCanBeOnlyVaughn, acting the fool. Next up, we have Elektra Black, White, and Blood, issue number 2. This is the Adam Hughes negative variant. Of course, all Adam Hughes books will be going into Mylar. We have a Moon Knight issue number 1. This is the 1 in 50, I believe. Bill Sienkiewicz variant. And that Mylar Magic might be going to CGC. This one is picking up some steam here. David Finch, Radiant Black Virgin variant, issue number 1. Hot commodity right now. Another hot commodity. Definitely had to move this into Mylar. I think this might have to get sent to CGC for sure. We Live, issue number 1. With We Live, Age of Palladians. I don't know how it's pronounced. Coming out last week. This is the first series here. Age of Palladians is series number 2, volume 2. Very, very good book. Very, very good read. And apparently, I didn't know this, but there is like a soundtrack on YouTube. So if you start the soundtrack and the book at the same time, it enhances the experience tenfold. And last but not least, we got some Jenny Frison love. Always got to show her some love. Wonder Woman, Future State Wonder Woman, issue number 2 there. The Jenny Frison variant in the Mylar Magic. So, now we can move over to this week. We have House of Slaughter, number 4. This is the second printing. I forgot that House of Slaughter was in my pull box, so regardless of whatever print it is, there'll always be one in there. I wasn't tracking that coming out this week. Amazing Spider-Man 92. Bay with Spectrum on the cover. We have new number 1 this week with Carnage, issue number 1. Ram V, one of the hottest writers in the game right now, so looking forward to seeing what Ram V can spin in the Carnage mythos. We have Wonder Woman 785, Trial of the Amazons is going on right now. So we have multiple books in that storyline. Still going with this weekly here, we got Batman Detective Comics 1057 issues into Detective Comics. Crazy. And of course, we got that Batman advertisement on the back. You guys haven't seen the movie yet? We have Nightwing 90. Wally West cameo there. And again, Catwoman 41. We have the Jenny Frison Batman, The Batman by Matt Reeves with Catwoman. Zoe Kravitz on there. Glad we have 2 Jenny Frison cameos this week. Next up, we have from a couple weeks ago. This was half off now because it was 2 weeks. Nobody bought this yet. This is the 1 in 25 Jorge Fornes Detective Comics 1055 variant. Love the color palette there. Another one for this week is the Sozo Micah Catwoman 41. The 1 in 50, or excuse me, 1 in 25. This is the 1 in 25 here. This was an eBay purchase. I'm glad that I was able to find this for a cover price because this is going up in price now that people are aware of it. I showed this off on Instagram, but you're seeing it here live in the Comic Talk. Buckhead issue number 1. This is the video game variant edition. Each one of the variants for this series have been video game homages, with the second issue being Super Mario Bros. 3. This one here, of course, one of the greatest video games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Cloud looking up at that Shinra headquarters building. Very cool. Very cool variant there. Now we got some buys that we found on the floor, and we got these books knocked up from the price that they are. So, finally found the final issue of Mark Spector Moon Knight. That's Steve Platt goodness here. That all black cover. I think it's like an 8.5. There are definitely some spine ticks on it because of the black. It's so hard not to see any white spine ticks on the black cover there. Half off. Next up, this is 3 books for 25 bucks. We have Spider-Man India, issue 1, 2, and 3. I own issue 1. I don't own any of the other issues, so I was like, you know what? For 20 bucks, we knocked it down from 25 to 20. All 3 issues. So now I have the complete miniseries 1 through 4, Spider-Man India. Very cool. We're probably going to see Spider-Man India in the next Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse movie. Now this was on the wall too. Another one where we get the first 2 issues. This is the first volume of Street Fighter from Malibu Comics. Y'all know we got to pick up those those video game adaptation books. Love to see it. I mean, I think that Udon now with the anime style with the Street Fighter comics is much better than this, but there's issue 1 and then there's issue 2 with my boy Sagat fighting Ken. Been looking for this cover. I forgot that this wasn't a variant. This is just issue number 12, but this is an homage to one of the greatest CDs that ever came out in the 90s especially. But this is Deadpool Mark with the Mouth, issue number 12. The Nirvana cover homage there with Wade going off after that taco. I've been looking for this for a long time. Glad to find it. And last but not least, this one is probably, whoo, you got to be like deep into knowing your comic books for this one. A lot of people are going to be like, what the hell is this? For you casuals out there. I'm going to count right now. There's 1, 2, 3 small color breaking spine ticks, a couple other ones that can be pressed out, otherwise this book is clean. We're looking at a 1984 Albedo Comics issue, Anthropomorphics, issue number 3. This right here, guys, is the second ever appearance of Usagi Yojimbo, which is an anthropomorphic samurai rabbit. You guys have probably seen him in comic book form. One of the most prolific independent comic books of all time. This is in this book is his second appearance. There was a Usagi Yojimbo, Albedo number 2, which is Usagi's first appearance, and a 6.5 that sold for $8,000. Over $8,000 for a 6.5. If people can't get a first appearance of a character, what happens is that these books get priced out, right? So it's almost unobtainable. So what's the next best thing to do? Grab a second appearance, grab a third appearance. This second appearance of Usagi Yojimbo pressed is probably a 9. It can get a 9. And if it gets a 9, we're looking at a very, very profitable book. And I'm looking forward to pressing it, cleaning it, sending it in the CGC, and getting that grade back. That was it, guys. That was the March 16th New Comic Book Day talk. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It looks like Jackie, Cuterburb, and Trainer enjoyed the Nirvana cover, and the Catwoman cover was fire as well. If you're not following Jenny Frizen Art on Instagram, I encourage you to do so. She always posts everything that she's working on and conventions that she's going to be at around the country. Now that These mandates are starting to die down a little bit. I'd say still be safe trying to get out there, especially without a mask on. But it looks like a lot of creators are starting to take gigs again at these conventions. So make sure you get out there if you can and meet these people in person and thank them in person, because their artwork and their brilliance really means a lot to us. Keeps us going, you know, putting a smile on our face. Anyway, I forgot to change my music to my boy West Eye, so we've been listening to video game music for this Colin Talk, but that's okay because this is the live edition over at twitch.tv/ThereCanBeOnlyVaughn. So for King Midas Collects, thank you guys for tuning in to this video for New Comic Book Day. We'll see you in the next one. Bag and boredom.